All right, we are live for today's episode of Influence Me, Influence Moi, the podcast for influencers tonight. I'm your host, Hugo Prince. And today, podcast, I have the great pleasure to have Dany Dao, who was at the last event, Fashion Influencers, as a panelist. So Dany Dao is a photographer, content creator, a specialist in live fashion photography and videography. He's also the creative director of Rugged Define and founder of Regiment of Kin. Hey Dany, how's it going?
I'm good, thank you.
Did I pronounce it well, Rugged and Define?
Well, Rugged and RXR for short was one of my previous company. We kind of parted ways to focus on all our other stuff, but I rebranded with another team.
Okay.
We're called the Renaissance Group. Probably might be easier for you to pronounce.
Oh, the Renaissance Group. Yeah, it's way more easy for me. So Dany, you were on my other podcast, Road to the IPO, that was last year.
Yes.
So we talk about fashion, we talk about, at the time you were working in a suit business?
Yes, I was working as a menswear, as a measurement specialist.
Yes.
And a fabric guy.
Good. So just to, for people that are going to be on the live, just let us know if the sound is okay. You can do a thumbs up. We're also on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And this podcast is going to be available on all our audio platforms. So Dany, I want to talk because whenever I see you on Instagram or Insta stories or even in real life, you always look great. How do you do it, man? Every day I see you wearing suits and everything.
Well, it's mostly about habits.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I tell about people is that you're not going to wake up one day, say, I want to look good, I'm going to dress up.
Okay.
It's building slow habits once at a time.
Okay.
For example, you can be going to wear a shirt all day.
Okay.
1 week, just wear white shirts. One day, just wear pants. Eventually, as you stack up that, you already have your white shirt, your pants, you have a tie wearing on. Like, why don't I wear a jacket? And then eventually, just move on and you get different colored suit, different colored pants. And eventually, I got rid of my entire wardrobe and I just had suits. So I wake up and the only thing I can wear are suits.
So how many suits do you have in your closet?
I lost track after 20.
So you have a lot of suits.
Yeah, I have a lot of suits.
And every day you change your color of suit? You have a schedule of something like that?
No, it's really depending on the feel, depending on the mood, what kind of business meeting or kind of meetings I have to attend. Because I'm not going to wear a purple suit to someone's funeral or whatever, something like that, or I won't show up in a crazy suit for a business meeting.
Yes.
So sometimes moderation is best.
Okay. But I see that every day you're wearing a suit. So even when you eat, you're wearing suits. How do you do it when you eat? Because you're already comfortable with wearing suits. But people that don't have that, that don't wear that often, they're not really comfortable. What would you giving us an advice?
So comfort really comes from being there. I see comfort as two things.
Yes.
There's kind of physical comfort or emotional comfort where you feel comfortable in wearing your suit. You're comfortable having people look at you, treat you differently. I get a lot when I wear fancy suits and I walk outside during spring. I see a lot of people turn their heads, probably think who's this rich guy walking down the street? So that's one thing that plays along is very psychological, where a lot of people might judge you for what you're wearing. That's one kind of comfort. And the other one is physical, where a lot of guys don't feel comfortable wearing suits because they're probably too tight. Where they sit down and then something gets stuck down there and then they have to adjust themselves. They can't do certain moves, and that actually cures itself by having better suits, looser suits, stuff that fits you better and not more fashion forward where it's skin tight, it's super short, it's that in this.
So you have to be, if you wear it every day, you get used to it. So
yeah, you get used to it, but you kind of build that sort of tolerance for it. Even in both ways, I wear suits so often that I don't really feel like I have a jacket on my shoulder. I kind of feel naked when I don't have a jacket on my shoulder. I was like, I need something some wind to pass through me. And in terms of comfort, I slowly built it up that now my friends, when they don't see me in a suit, there's like something's wrong with that.
Okay.
Like he's not wearing a suit today.
How long did it take you to build that habit?
I guess I'd say like a few months to a year or maybe 2 years. Sometimes even till this day, I'm still building more habits to go with suits. Like we have like some bad habits that can't go away very easily.
Yes.
So we try to build more and more habits, and that's what I'm trying to build, even more habits to have, bringing my suits to the dry cleaner, pressing my suit, stuff like that, that I still don't do till this day because I forget.
It takes time to really to prepare your clothes. Does it take time?
Not really.
Not really?
Everything's set up already. I just grab a white shirt, iron, I wear my suit, do my tie, put my... Actually, I wear the same pocket square all the time. So just put the handkerchief in and then we're done. Leave the house.
So do you have any pressure to always look good? Because every day your friends see you in a suit. So you have like a pressure, every day I have to wear a suit and look good? Or it's not on your mind?
No, actually it's not really on my mind.
Okay.
It's more for me.
Okay.
Like I like that feeling when I dress up, look at myself in the mirror. It's like, oh, okay, that's a cool outfit.
Okay.
It's more psychological. Some people, for example, they love to wear makeup.
Yeah.
They love to do their hair. Some people like to put a special perfume to make them feel good about themselves.
Okay.
For me, just wearing a suit makes me feel great about myself, and that's why I wear it every day. It's not to impress people per se. It's just for me.
Okay. And so I look at your Instagram because I went all the way down and I saw that because you were also working in suit companies from a long time, that's how you build this habit.
Yes.
So fashion was something that was meaningful for you since you were like younger.
Actually, no, fashion grew slowly and steady.
Okay.
I was never really into fashion.
Yeah.
It was more of how I saw fashion was in two facets. The first one was because I used to be a dancer.
Yes.
So I watched all these hip hop choreographers and all these K-pop stars and celebrity dancers, and they were wearing cool stuff. And I was like, I want to dress like that.
I saw some videos on YouTube, by the way, about you dancing.
And then the other side was more on the suit part. That was more streetwear, and more on the suited part. That's back then I was dressing baggy pants, skater shoes, X-large T-shirt that goes down under my butt.
Yeah, for real?
Yeah. I have like some gross pictures I want to like erase from my mind. Okay. But then I landed on Suits and Kingsman. Those became like my favorite two kind of shows / movies in terms of suit.
Yes.
And I slowly built my wardrobe back from there, and I started learning more and more because it was such an intriguing world to learn. And eventually I got to a point where I am. So always learning.
Did you decide to work like in a suit companies just to learn? Just to learn how to the tricks and everything?
Yeah, actually there's a lot of ways.
Yes.
Reasons why I worked at a suit company.
Yeah.
Mainly just to learn more. Also the fact that I loved it.
Okay.
So I was like, why not work someplace? If you like candy, why not work at a candy shop? But then I realized that there's some pros, there's some cons to it. Eventually it wasn't for me. So I wasn't working there anymore.
Okay.
But I still have that passion for suits.
Yeah, because you are a suit consultant also.
Yes.
Because I saw that you gave yourself the goal to help as many men and women feel comfortable in the clothing.
Yes.
And what did you decide to? Why is that goal?
Well, it's actually funny because it was mostly me dressing up back then.
Yeah.
And as I started learning more and more, I saw some of my friends struggle. I said, yeah, you should probably wear this with that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's smart. Why? And then I would explain to them. It's like, that's actually pretty cool. Why don't you work on a blog or stuff like that? And eventually, as I start doing more menswear blogs, I started helping out more people in terms of their wardrobe. Like, Dany, you're amazing. Like, I love like, your things. And deep down, like, wearing a suit makes me feel good about myself.
Yes.
But I realized that helping other people get better made me feel even better.
Even better.
So it was kind of that way where I just kept on moving. I tried helping everyone as much as I could, even in terms of photography, videos, suits, stuff like that. Everything I really wanted to help people out.
Do you also help women with their clothes?
Yes, I do a bit. But women has a different morphology compared to men.
Yes.
So a lot of their things is a lot more different. Like the theory of men will not apply to women.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to stay away a bit from women and let people actually know their stuff doing. But I do know a bit about the women's world to kind of give advice. But to be honest, girls nowadays, they can wear anything and look good. Guys, a bit on the iffy side.
Okay, all right. So when you said you started your blog, there was a written blog on the internet, on like a website?
Yeah, it was a written blog. So I started writing menswear articles and stuff like that. But it was really funny because I was writing 2,000 words essay on those articles, and I had some friends like, yeah, I really like reading your posts, but they're too long, and I can't go down through 2,000 words.
What platform did you use to post
I used to put it on, I think it was Blogger, if I remember well. And then I switched to WordPress, and then I just ended up stop writing on my blog.
Yeah, because I was trying to find your blogs just to like read, but I couldn't find it. So I think they're not online anymore.
Yes, exactly. I decided to move on to other things, and I might as well just use my hosting to host my photography portfolio, which is still not up.
So what time was it that you started your own blog? Like in 2000?
It was probably 3 years ago.
2016?
2016, like around 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
I'd say no, definitely 3 years ago.
3 years ago, so you decided to start blogging, and did you catch a lot of attention? Well, your friends did.
They were sharing my articles a lot. Actually, I looked at the views. For someone who barely knows SEO and how to brand himself back in the days, I was getting like hundreds of views on my articles, which was like really interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, for anyone that want to start a blog right now in 2019, 2020, any recommendations that would you give them? I think it's more harder than 2016.
Yes. Everything's a lot more harder than back then. It's just, market's very oversaturated. What I tell people is if you want to start your blog, it's something people don't want to read too much, but they still want to get information. So there's either two ways of thinking about it. Is if you're gonna write a lot on very specific things, try to aim for a niche market. So if you want to talk about making ice cream with butter, so you're gonna go in detail because people who want to make ice cream with butter are gonna look up that article.
It's niche. It's very niche. Yeah,
exactly. Meanwhile, if you want to cater to a broader audience, so women's wear in general, it's better to write these small articles that are like top 10 pieces, top 10 this, top 10 fashion advices, quick fashion advices, quick tips, stuff like that, so people can skim through it, and that makes the content a lot more shareable.
Yeah, with the SEO and everything.
Yeah, SEO with everything. Yeah. I don't know much about SEO. My social media girl knows a lot more about that. So yeah.
So do you recommend to people to post on Facebook the blogs? No, you can just write your blog on Facebook and post it directly. Is that a good idea?
That's an interesting idea I've never actually thought of. But I think it might be useful. I think what's actually probably better is not to write it in writing, but actually make a small video about it and post. Because those small videos, and that's why you have all these small companies, like those food companies that make like the small cooking tips. Yeah, those ones, that's why they go viral, because they're like, hey, 5 life hacks, and then they make like a 30-second video, and then people are like tag their friends, like, hey, look at this, look at that. But if you tag your friend in a long post, like, yes, people will read, but they kind of get tired like throughout the end. And I see that very prominent on, for example, posts that are very emotional, and they have like 20 paragraphs long. Like, I want to read everything, but I get tired after like 50.
But you will start reading it, but at some point you will get.
Yeah, I was like, never mind.
But your attention will go to the writing, and then at some point, okay, it's too long. Just because it's too long, you stop.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you want to do these quick tips, it's better in video form on YouTube because just the attention span of people is like goldfishes.
Yeah, for sure. So when I look at your Instagram, you almost like the Instagram account is Dapper Cows. Mm-hmm. What does it mean, Dapper Cows? I never asked.
So dapper is basically an adjective you give to a man that is well groomed and well dressed.
Okay.
So that's why if you look in the menswear world, a lot of people have dapper. For example, Dapper Dan. That's one guy who's popular. Okay. There's one Dapper Street.
Okay.
There's so many guys that has that. It's just basically a word for like a very groomed, very well dressed man.
Okay.
And Cards was actually a nickname my friends gave me in the dance studio because while I was dancing and we were stretching, I'd always take out a pack of cards and just like do cardistry and just practice like finger dexterity. Okay. And then we were about to give each other names. Then they said, "You're this, you're that," and then they all looked at me and was like, "Yeah, Cards suits you." I'm like, okay, and then it stuck with me ever since.
Okay.
Ever since 6 years ago or something like that.
So your friends gave you that nickname?
Yeah, that nickname, and then it stuck with me because it's something that represents, and on most of my shirts I have like a spade.
When did you decide to make this spade your trademark?
Sorry?
When did you decide to make it your trademark?
Actually,
because you use it a lot.
Yeah, actually it was when I was working at the suit shop. Yeah. I used to put the DD as my initials. Yes. And then I said, everyone puts their initials. Can I do something special? And I saw one of my coworkers, he put like a symbol or something like that. Okay. And then I messaged the maker. I was like, hi, is it possible to have like any symbol? And it's like, yeah, as long as it's simple. Okay. It's like, can you do this? And then I sent the spade. Yeah. They're like, yeah, we could do that. So, but it's going to be 1 centimeter by, it's going to be 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay. So it was like this big. All right. And then I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I sent them, I got the shirt back. I loved it so much that I really made the spade my signature. So you have like, you can put it on the cuff. On the cuff? Yes, exactly. Okay. So use that as a trademark. Like yes, exactly. And it's very flashy when you put your elbow on the table and then you just see like a spade. Yeah, I just see it like the spade. Yeah, exactly. People ask you about it. A lot of people ask me about it. They're like, wow, that's so different. I've never seen that. And when people look at you, so because you also do business stuff, we will talk about it a little bit later. When you arrive in a meeting, you go to meet somebody, do you think like first impression matter? First impression always matters. Yeah. That's what I tell people. And that's why I dress up. Yes. Because it makes me feel better about myself. But then I always tell people, and I can't remember where that quote's from. It's from a lady. Okay. But it's dress the way you want to be addressed. Ah, that's good. Yeah. So you always have to be looking your A game. Yeah. Because people will treat you a lot differently. If you walk into a corporate meeting with sweatpants and you walk into a corporate meeting with a suit, there are two different looks. Two different looks. People might say it's materialistic or not, but it's human nature. Like you can't tell people, stop judging people for wearing sweatpants. They're still gonna judge people regardless. But as long as it makes you feel good also. Yeah, exactly. And do you get a lot of compliments? Oh yeah, I get compliments all the time. A lot of time? Yeah. I get stopped on the street a lot, like some people. I love your suit, I love that style, I love this. Okay. And sometimes it's overwhelming. Yeah. You don't know how to react. Yeah, someone just stops you, hey, I love everything about this. It's like, thanks. People you don't know, they come to you like... Yeah, exactly. Like some people do appreciate people who are well-dressed, especially since we're in Montreal. Yeah. There's not that big of a fashion community-ish. Yeah. Okay. So... it's totally different than Toronto or New York, where there's you walk by Soho, you see some guy in some new trend. Or like New York, you just walk by Dundas and you see like some well-dressed people. But here it's just, we have opposites. We have extravagant people and then we have Crocs with socks. So there's no middle. There's no really middle ground-ish. Okay. But what I like about you is you dress well and
on your Instagram, all your pictures is about you and your clothes and everything. Because if you go down to his Instagram, the first pictures you have, it was only your clothes.
Yeah, it was only half of
Only
it.
half, yeah. And then you decide to start showing your face and everything. And I remember you told me in the last podcast, that's when people start follow you on Instagram.
Yeah.
What do you think so?
I think they just wanted to associate a face to like the chest.
Okay.
And it builds curiosity. There's this one guy. It depends on what type of person you are. If you are the type of person that just want to help people and just post like outfit inspiration, you don't really need a face.
Okay.
But since for me, I'm more of a photographer and more of a menswear guy, and I want to be kind of known as that.
Yeah.
Just start to post a face and people could associate that face. Like, oh, actually, I know that guy.
And you start posting around 2015 on Instagram.
Around, it's like 3-4 years ago. Oh my God, it's been that long.
Because now you have like almost 8,000 followers.
Yes, 7,700, yeah.
7,700. And was it more easy before to get followers when you start posting in 2015, 2016? To get followers? Was it more easy?
Well, I would say not really.
Not really?
But then again, I have to take account of the fact that if I took what I knew now and I applied in 2015, maybe it would have been easier. Okay. But back then it was like still a slow grind. It was going out, meeting with other bloggers.
Okay.
And kind of talking with them, have them follow you, you follow them back, and then eventually they shout out on your story, and then you get like, still remember the days where shouting out someone on your story would get people so many followers.
Oh yeah, you used to take out the phone and you do some shout outs.
Yeah.
Did you use a lot of hashtags?
Back then, yes, but it was mostly hashtag about everything and nothing.
Okay.
It's just like, it's back then how I did hashtag was that I took suit, I threw it in a synonym dictionary, and I just took the first 20 words.
All right. So you're all with clothing, suits.
Yeah, exactly.
Menswear.
So it wasn't focused.
Okay. And I also, if you look at your Instagram, because I took a look, I just want to say congrats, because all your pictures look great for real.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
They look as great as you look, for real. But in the beginning, all your pictures look white. There were a lot of lights. And now when you go and see your pictures, they're all dark.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to change? Why dark? What makes it so special?
Well, it was more by convenience.
Okay.
Because the problem with shooting a lot of white is the fact that you have to find something white.
Okay, yeah.
You can't make blue white, you can't make gray white, you can't make red white.
Okay.
You have to overexpose, but by overexposing, you induce this kind of like fake feeling in the photos, as if someone just passed around and it looks like you shot and the sun was hitting you from behind.
Yeah.
It's a really weird feeling. But it was so hard to find a white wall or a white table or something like that. And I would spend like hours just trying to desaturate around the plate and make sure that everything's bright, and then it just made it look like the picture's empty and fake, and I just didn't like the feel.
Yeah.
So I started shooting with some clients for food, and I realized a lot of my clients have dark tables.
Yes.
So then I was shooting a lot more food and a lot more dark places, and eventually, as it went on with life, I got to a point where I started shooting pictures not in the morning, but in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
When the sun was like starting to set.
Yes.
So it was very dark.
Okay.
Or when I would shoot somewhere, I just preferred dark areas. So I started incorporating all of that. And you could see like the transition where it goes white, and then I discovered a new, and then I got my, how'd you call that, filter?
Filter, yeah.
Not filter,
But,
it's a preset.
Okay.
I got my preset. And then from there, you can realize that some pictures are blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue.
Okay.
So food would be orange, pictures of me would be more blue.
Okay.
And then eventually, as I went on, I was like, I can't do that orange theme. It's too crazy on the eyes.
Yes.
So the food also turned dark. And now, even it was dark back then, but now it's like complete darkness.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
now I
yeah.
got like my actual lights, my strobes, that I can shoot food with. So I'm basically shooting in the darkness, and I specialize in that.
Yeah. So you spend less time on editing because it's darker?
Yeah, just darker. It's just really easy to edit more.
Talking about that, just to say we are on live with Dany Dao for our monthly podcast. If there is anyone on the live, you can always ask questions. We will answer. If not, you can always rewatch the live after, later on. So, talking about photography, how much time did you spend on editing your pictures? How long does it take? Because you put a lot of effort. Like there's a lot of pictures that I see, they look great. How much time do you put on it?
Ranging from 2 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Generally, my pictures, I try to make it so that everything's already shot.
Yes.
Like 80% of the picture is done in camera. So when I put it in post, it's just contrast, exposure, fix a bit of the color, done.
Okay, so you do some edit. You take your pictures with your camera or your phone?
My camera.
Your camera. And then you go on your Photoshop.
Lightroom, yeah.
Lightroom, and then you edit it a little bit.
Yes, just I touch up a few things and do all the color isolations, all the color corrections, color grading, stuff like that.
And then you send it to your phone, and then your phone, do you use like the Instagram?
Yes, I posted it directly on my phone.
You don't change.
No, I edit a bit on Instagram.
Okay.
The thing, it depends because my screen's very bright, my phone's okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes I put the picture on and then I look at my phone, like the picture's a bit too bright, so I just lower it down. I do minor adjustment because if you do exterior, what I figured out is if you do exterior changes, so like you edit on Photoshop, Vesco, whatever, and then you try to bring it on Instagram, it doesn't respond well with Instagram. So Instagram responds well with Instagram stuff.
Yes.
So finally, for the final stuff, you just fix up a bit of the picture, and then I add a bit of structure and sharpness just to make that photo really crisp.
Yeah.
And then I post it, and people always ask me like, "How are your pictures so crisp?" I just add like the sharpness on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think people should use the filters and the stuff on Instagram?
Not the filters, but just minor retouching.
Minor retouching?
After you finish editing your picture, better on Instagram.
So what do you think about quality and quantity? Because let's say from my example, I take a picture and I post it directly. I don't really I don't play with the colors and everything, the contrasts. But would you say you should at least have a little bit of work on it?
Yes, definitely. You should because your goal is to make yourself different from most people. And I find that there's like a fine balance between not enough editing and too much processing.
Okay.
So people who process too much, you just see like their skin tones are washed out, the shadows doesn't look realistic, the blacks don't look realistic anymore.
Yeah.
But then there's under process where there's not enough contrast, the brightness is not there. Yeah. It's just a little tweak. So you have to walk that fine line between too much editing and not enough editing.
So you have to at least play with the...
Yeah, you have to play. And it's just a question of looking at your picture at the end of the day and saying, does this kind of look real? Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. But also, what I like about you, when I go and see your pictures, you post funny captions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there, like... I dinner with my left hand.
Oh yeah.
so it's because you want to like just post and you try to just have like a small caption, or you think about it just to entertain people?
Well, I entertain people, but most of my captions I come up when I'm sitting on the toilet. But like I get light bulbs moment at times, and I kind of just want to make. I actually remember that moment when I first started posting these kinds of captions. I love humor. I'm kind of guy that never takes anything too seriously in life.
Okay.
So sometimes it offends people, but I just like to laugh in life.
Yes.
And I remember I was just posting some simple, one-liner caption, basic caption that all the Instagram people does. So like you post something orange and it'd be like 50 Shades of Orange. Something like that. Mm-hmm. And then my friend just messaged me. He's like, bro, your captions are kind of like so boring.
Somebody say that?
Yeah, no, he's my best friend. He keeps it real with me. That's why I like him. He was like, bro, your captions, you have to change them. It's like, all right, so what do I do? And it's like, I don't know, you're funny, think of something. And then I slowly posted about like, I started testing the waters by posting a bit of funny stuff, and people reacted well. Until I went, okay, let's go all out. So I started posting a lot more self-deprecating humor.
Yes.
And people respond so well to that. And they love me. They call me the caption king, apparently.
Yeah, I saw the comments. They comment the caption most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't even think they comment the picture. They just
love the humor behind the caption. And also the fact that I'm wearing suits almost 70-80% of the time.
Yes.
And I don't want people to have that vision where suit people have to be uptight, serious, stuff like that. Like, we can have fun.
Yeah,
I'm just wearing a suit
definitely.
because it makes me feel better, but I don't have to be, super uptight, think I'm better than everyone. Like, look, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
I have self-deprecating humor.
Yeah.
And I'm just like every human else.
You don't want to be taken too seriously.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. For me, Instagram's fun.
It's fun. So you post your pictures. So what do you post because you want to build brand, or do you post because you want to get clients to you? What do you post exactly?
It's a lot of like everything where on one side I want to build like my brand image.
Yeah.
On the other side I just want to showcase like my outfit, my stuff like that, because I have a lot of followers who follows me constantly and are excited to see like what kind of outfit I have, even though I wear the same like 4 suits all the time nowadays.
Okay.
And the other side is just trying to post pictures to make people realize that I'm still alive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, with the algorithm nowadays, you get lost very easily. So when you post a picture, people are like, I wonder what Dany has been these few days. And then post a picture. I was like, okay, he's still alive. Never mind. But yeah, mostly building brand, trying to keep up with people, showcasing my stuff. For me, it's more fun.
Fun, yes.
It's really fun to have a picture and then come up, edit it, make it look nice for the feed.
Put a nice caption.
Nice, funny caption.
Funny caption, yeah.
And just make people have a good laugh after they looked at the picture.
Yes. And is your account business or just a normal one?
It's a creator account.
Creator account, so you can get your stats and
I can get all my analytics,
Do you recommend to content creators to have like a creator account?
Definitely. It's so much better. One thing that I've realized too about the creator account is that you have 2 inboxes.
Oh yeah, do your primary in general.
Exactly. So I put all business stuff in general, and then all the non-relevant stuff in the I put everything in primary, and then all the useless stuff in general. Yeah.
So you have business and friends and primary.
Yeah, exactly, because I get spam all the time with people saying like, hey, can I have a free shoot? And I was like, no, general.
So how did you respond to that? You get a lot of spams about they want to have free shots and free
they see
pictures.
a photographer, they're like, hey, can I book you for a photo shoot? I was like, hi, sorry, I just focus on food and products because I don't like people, so I
You don't like people?
No, I've had my fair share of people, so now I'm like always drinking alone. I'm always eating alone.
So you get those spams and you just say I don't.
Unfortunately, I don't do that. Or I give them a ridiculous price, and if they say yes to it, at least I make a lot of money.
What type of price do you give them? Like,
I mean, you can say something ridiculous. Like I charge $600 for like an hour shoot.
And some people say yes.
No, not really. Most people will say no.
You're like, okay.
I was like, okay, now I'm forced to do it.
Okay, so what other spam do you get? Like any hate stuff?
No, I never got really any hate.
No?
Do I have any hate?
Like any guy that, this guy wears suits every day, he's too serious?
No, I don't really get hate, to be honest. I don't think I've ever gotten any hate.
That's good.
No. I think I've had one time where I wore something and then someone oh yeah, that's I think the only time I got hate.
Go ahead.
It's I posted a picture and then this guy comments like, wow, that is so gay.
Okay, they usually comment some people that don't have anything else to say.
And to be honest, like I love to roast people. So then I just replied, wow, your son must be really proud of your homophobic ass.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
Because he had like a profile picture with his son. And,
and what did he say? No?
Nah, he didn't respond. Of course not.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so when you deal with hate, I think you... Yeah,
to be honest, I don't really take hate too seriously.
Yeah, that's it.
In my mind, I find that hate comes in two fashion.
Yeah.
One, because they're jealous of you.
Yeah.
Or two, because you're actually a dick or an ass or someone like that.
Yeah.
And people who are nice to everyone,
yes.
they don't get hate.
Okay.
You're just nice to people. And then people who are successful, you take any entrepreneurs out there, you take any really successful celebrities, they don't walk around, oh, look at this person, look at that person, because they're too busy focusing on themselves.
Yes.
So the only people who have time to hate on you is because they have nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do, yeah.
Or they kind of envy your life. It's like, oh, I could be doing this, but I'm doing that instead.
Do you recommend to people that are watching and listening to the podcast to block people that send them hate and spam, or just respond to them?
I feel just like the way I like to think of it is just kill them with kindness. Mm-hmm. You can't really fire back at someone who's nice to you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, your outfit's ugly. Oh, thanks for the input. So it's just kill them with kindness. It's saying, for example, someone's like, your face is ugly.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't really change it. It's my face, but thanks for the input.
Yeah.
And then the person can't fire back. It's like, well, your outfit's crap. They can't really do anything because you're just like, all right, thanks for your input. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah.
So it's always kill them with kindness. I'm always up to... My thoughts is very simple with people who send hate. I like to make everyone accountable for their actions. Yeah. So I don't really delete stuff.
You don't delete?
No. Yeah. Because if someone says something really dumb, other people who do not agree will come and defend me for my place. I don't have to defend myself.
Okay.
And it makes a person look more of a fool if I leave the comment instead of leave a hateful comment and then I delete it and then it's like, oh, look at him. He can't take an opinion, blah, 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 blah. And it gives them more ammunition against you.
So we come back again and try to put more hate because...
Exactly. You're just adding fuel to the fire. And in terms of blocking, I don't really have any problem with anyone. Yeah. I don't never block people. The only times I block people, the only times I report people is when I get the spam booty call kind of like DMs where like, hey, like, you're hot, do you want to hook up? I was like, you're definitely going to record my private parts and send them on the internet, so no.
Does that happen to you? Like some girls DM'd you, so they want to date you or something like that?
I got like girls hitting on me on DMs, and I get guys also hitting on me on DMs.
How do you respond to the guys, especially?
I was like, thank you, sorry, I'm not interested. I'm straight, I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a lot of people. It's just like, I think I've had this message about this one person that wanted to give me like a happy ending massage.
Yeah.
That was a really funny experience. I was like, no, I'll turn down your offer. A happy ending massage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a erotic massage thingy.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't interested. Definitely not interested.
All right, wow. So you get those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In terms of your following, you can see your stats. Do you have more girls following you or because of fashion?
I think from what I remember, it's like 60% girls, 40% guys.
Okay.
Which is surprising.
Yeah, which is surprising because...
I'm more in suits.
Yeah. So what the girls... what do you think girls follow you? Because of the way you look or...
Probably because of the face. I don't know.
The funny captions, maybe?
Yeah, probably the funny captions. Definitely the funny captions. Right. I don't know. I guess probably girls just follow because they appreciate a guy in a suit or they want to show their boyfriends, this guy, that guy. Yeah. But I don't know.
Okay. In terms of business, because you do content creation and you're doing a great job, by the way, does your do you get a lot of business deals because of your Instagram page? Do you get like, oh, I saw you on Instagram and then I want to work with you. You look great as a suit consultant.
Yeah, actually, I've had a bunch of people contacting me to train their staff in terms of suiting.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun having recognition for what you do.
Yeah.
But in general, I just help some individual people choose their wardrobe. Like, hey, I saw you do suits.
Yeah.
Can you give me some advice? I do mostly online stuff where people send me questions. I'm glad to answer them. And I love answering questions. Sometimes I just find some questions are so simple.
Yeah?
But then...
What type of questions do people ask you?
Well, some questions are simple for me, but then for them, it's eye-opening.
Like,
where, for example, I would say wear a double-breasted suit because it makes yourself look bigger.
Oh, okay.
Especially for skinny guys.
Okay.
And then the person's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, 2 rows of button makes you look wider." Okay, you know what? I guess it wasn't that obvious.
Okay, all right. But also you do photography. So
Yes.
do you decide to start editing because of social media, or that was something that was a passion for you?
I actually started photography before Instagram.
Okay.
I picked up a camera because I was bored.
Okay.
I get bored really quickly, so I pick up habits. And I started filming videos of me dancing back in the days. Had a little Canon point and shoot that was so cute.
Yeah.
It was like 4 megapixels. You can shoot up to like 360p.
Okay.
I don't know. But it was really fun doing that. And eventually, for my birthday, I was thinking of 2 cameras, either going full video and buying myself a GoPro. I think it was a Hero 3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a Hero 2 or a Hero 3.
That was back in the day?
Back in the days, like 8 years ago.
Oh, fuck, 8 years ago. Okay, wow.
Yeah, and then, or buy myself a T4i from Canon.
Okay.
It's like, I can take photos and videos with the Canon, but I can take nice video with the GoPro.
Yeah.
But I can't take photos with the GoPro. I can take snapshots.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at stuff. Finally, I decided to go with the Canon. Then I learned photography all there. Spent all my days looking at YouTube tutorials.
Yes.
And figuring out how to use a camera.
How to use a camera. Now you have some editing skills. Do you think people should learn how to edit or just hire somebody else to do it?
Definitely learn. If you can do something, definitely do it yourself.
Okay.
Anything that doesn't require an X amount of like a crazy learning curve, you should learn it. Like, I'm not saying you should never operate on yourself, but anything like editing, basic accounting, just learn it and do it yourself. Anything that's more advanced, maybe leave it for the pros to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And pay someone, especially if you're on a tight budget, because you can take that budget and throw it at something else that you don't know. So instead of paying someone to edit, maybe you learn how to edit and then pay an SEO expert to help you with your website.
Okay, so invest your money in a good place.
Exactly, just put more money into other more important places.
But if you're not good, then you have to decide. You have to know yourself. So.
Yeah, exactly, but it's not too complicated.
Okay.
And there's so many cool people out there that can help out. For example, editing pictures. You can just say, "Hey, I'm trying to learn how to edit pictures. Is this a good edit?" And then just the most simple photographer will be like, "Well, it's a good edit. I think you can fix this and that." And then why? And they're going to explain to you why. It's like, oh, so that's what this function does.
Okay.
And as you build on, you can just, next time you edit a photo and you have that problem, oh, so that's what this slider does.
So you ask people around you?
Yeah, just ask people around. Everyone's going to be glad to help you out. I mean, that's the least they could do.
But most of the influencers, you're not content creators, do they know how to edit?
Oh yeah, most people know how to edit. Most people can't take a photo like even if you pointed a gun at their head, but they can edit the hell out of a picture. I've seen like crazy stuff from people who don't understand how a camera works, but
they can edit.
They can edit better than me.
When you take a picture, how many shots do you do? Is it one shot?
Generally, it's more along the line of taking a bunch and then I look through and it's like, oh, I like this pose. Yeah. So let's redo a bunch in that pose in different angles.
All right.
I'd say to get the good picture it ranges from 30 pictures.
Yeah, very pretty.
It might be the higher end might be like 30, 40 pictures. But sometimes with my friend, I just give the camera to my friend.
Okay.
He takes 3 pictures, like, love this one, let's go.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes you just.
Yeah, sometimes I just don't care anymore.
Okay. And also, I know because we talked about it in the last podcast we did before that you love food. If you go on his Instagram profile, you see him and you see food. So is food something you do for work or is like a passion because you eat?
Actually, I love food just in general.
Yeah.
I just believe food is one of those things, mundane things in life that people take for granted.
Mm-hmm.
You don't appreciate the beauty in food.
Yeah.
You just see it as food.
Yes.
Like people take a look at clothing, like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But they don't look at a plate of food and it's like, that's nice. Just like, it's food.
Well, if you're a cook or you're like
exactly.
like
if you're a chef or like anyone studying the culinary field, you can understand like flavor profiles, like visual presentation, how nice someone needs to make a plate of food. And also I like food because it's one of these few opportunities that you can sit at around the table, even with someone you don't like, and have a nice conversation.
Yeah, you can.
You can't really have something bad happen at a table unless you're like on a really bad date.
Yeah.
And you just want to get out there.
Okay.
But when you have good food with good company, it's just a warm feeling for everyone.
Yeah, you feel great and the food tastes great also.
Exactly, and on top of that, shooting food doesn't require me to communicate with someone.
Okay.
Food doesn't talk back to me, so I'm good with that.
So when you take your photos of food, we talk about it, but you place it in a nice way and everything.
Yes, I have to do a bit of food styling.
Okay.
What we call it, just place the garnishes, maybe add some oil on food that looks a bit dry.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because trying to take a picture for like 20 minutes, the meat, sometimes they go dry.
Yeah.
They suck up all the oil and they look very dry. So you just paint with
paint the food?
Yeah, you paint the food with oil and
okay.
sometimes fruit, vegetables, the moisture.
Yeah.
You just take a spray bottle of water, just spray on it, just to have these little droplets to add condensation. You can do that with glass too, where you can add spray bottle to help with the condensation to make it seem like the bottle is cold.
Okay.
The glass is cold, but it's actually not.
So you try to
modify
a little bit, and then after in the editing too, you modify it.
It's mostly practical, not on the edit part, because the edit part takes way too long, and I don't like touching Photoshop that much.
Okay.
So I mostly focus on the practical side, because the practical side I can do it in 4 seconds. In Photoshop, I have to like mask everything. It takes me like It takes me like long to do it. And
so your business, we talk about your business, so you're a photographer, but also you do, I think you do marketing, is that right?
Yes, we do, not marketing per se, we do branding.
Yes.
So basically just take a company brand who they don't know what direction they want to go, and then we branch it out in a certain way.
Okay.
To revive their brand, hence why we're called Renaissance.
What's the name, sorry, about the company?
Renaissance.
Renaissance, yes. So how do you help those companies to...
we have, basically, I'm the creative director, so I'm the one in charge of doing all the visuals.
Yeah.
So I take their brand image and turn them into visual content, so videos, photos. And then I also have my SEO girl who is in charge of basically the marketing. I mean, if I put it in better terms, so I'm the creative director, come up with the vision.
Yeah.
I have my website girl and UI girl, Nat. She takes care of designing the website, maybe redoing the logo, doing all the colors and everything that we need. And then once we're done with the creative part, Sally, she's the social media one.
Yes.
She takes all of that and then markets it so that everyone can see it.
So you have a team like 4 people?
4 or 5 people, yeah.
So is that a business that you started with them?
Yes, it's been maybe a month or two now. It's going pretty well. It's working well. We're working really well together.
Okay. So because you think like companies, they need help, especially because they're not adapting to social media?
Yes, a lot of companies are very backwards in terms of marketing.
Yeah.
They think they're paying $10,000 to post their ads on a billboard will bring them more leads than using, I don't know, chat box.
Chat box, yeah.
Yeah, you can spend $10,000 in chat box and get yourself a crazy return ROI.
Yes.
But you're not gonna get a lot of ROI sticking your, for example, clothing company on like a billboard.
Why do you think they're still doing that?
Sorry?
What do you think they're still doing that?
Because they don't want to change their way. They don't want to adapt to the new. And unfortunately, it's kind of a medium that's a bit on the downslide.
Yeah.
It's going downhill pretty quickly. And I feel a lot of these companies, because they've been stuck with that mentality that marketing is made that way,
yes,
they need help rebranding. So a lot of companies, you know them for a reason.
Okay.
If I tell you the Bay, you know them because of Bay Days and for sales.
Sales, yeah.
That's not a great image to have for your brand image.
Okay.
If you say Supreme, you think of skater brand, you think of Red, you think of the BOGO, you think of the resale market, something that's prestigious. If you own something Supreme, someone will either call you a hype beast or be like, oh, that's cool.
Yes, yes.
That's a good brand image to have.
Okay.
So we try to fix up their things, make it look more modern, and then try to market it to the modern society, not the old school society.
So you work with fashion brands mostly?
I do. We don't work that much with fashion brands. We try to aim for like bigger fish.
Okay, bigger fish. Meaning? Like
any development companies.
Okay.
Real estate companies.
Real estate, okay.
We can have like very profitable business.
Yes.
That's mostly it. A lot of fashion brands, they already have their image out there.
Yeah, they have their brand already.
They already have their brand. They just need help marketing it. You just can go to like an agency, pay them like $2,000 a month, and they're gonna do your postings and content. But we wanna build a company from scratch. Like have an idea, transform that idea in an image, and then market it to people.
So doing branding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, good. Listen, I'm just gonna talk about something else.
Yeah.
Because I saw that you had a lot of collaboration with John Monson School of Business.
Yes.
And CASA, which is their not-profit organization. Because you used to study at John Monson.
No, I wasn't. I was a comp sci student, computer science. So I wasn't in John Monson.
Ah, you were a computer science student.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was stuck in Hall building. That building needs to be torn down.
Okay, good. So what make you computer science? You want to do what, like programming?
I actually hated programming. I was just in school because my dad told me to do so. I actually didn't want to go to school. I remember leaving high school wanting to join the military.
For real?
Yeah.
Why?
I was looking through stuff and I wanted the easy way out. So I saw the military and I was looking through all their stuff. And I really liked kind of the science background. I love physics. Physics was my thing.
Okay.
I wanted to either go join the military and go into the trauma corps.
Yeah.
And work on like trauma and people get their legs blown out and I just stitch them back together.
Okay.
It's guaranteed $70,000 a year, government benefits, pension, everything that's set for life. Just need to do like 7 years of service and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then eventually I started leaning more towards business. I really like business. And then I had those moments where like, hey, I could going to computer science, I could, be like my dad. But as I went on, I realized I'm not like my dad. I'm more of a creative. And I started picking up photography and started making money. Like, that's interesting. I didn't expect to make money off of photography. This is actually really interesting.
It is.
And I wanted to go more, social media, stuff like that. And then I'm a photographer, so might as well just drop out of school and focus more.
Did you graduate? No?
Nope. I dropped out in my second year,
Okay.
And I just forgot to sign up for school ever since then.
So what your parents, especially your dad, what did he say?
He didn't know until 2.5 years later.
Oh my God.
Until he decided to call the school up and say, hey, why am I not paying my kids' tuition? And school like, well, your son hasn't been enrolled for 2.5 years. And then...
Damn. And bad news?
Yeah, I got my ass whooped.
Oh, wow.
No, not really. He was just really disappointed that I lied to him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an Asian thing.
Yeah, when Vietnamese, from Vietnam, huh?
Yes, I'm Vietnamese.
So, does he like what you do right now? Does he understand when you do photography? When you say, I make money, Dad? Or like...
To be honest, he's not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah.
I can see it, how he looks at me at times. He's like, you know how you look at something and you're like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Like
like a hobby.
It's more like, you know, me working in photography, it's like someone looking at a monkey on a bicycle and going like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Should do something else.
Yeah, like what do you actually do? So I'm trying to change that mindset of my parents. But then I realized that my parents only want one thing about me, is that I do well for myself and I have enough money to sustain myself.
Yes.
And working so hard, my dad says, you know, you shouldn't be working that hard to make that much amount of money. And I was like, Dad, it's because it's a foundation.
Yes.
You got to work hard at the beginning so then you can relax when you grow up, when you're in the industry. My dad doesn't understand that. He has a very classic mindset where, you know, get a job, you work somewhere for 10 years, then you get promoted, eventually you get good at your position, you get another job, and then eventually you become CEO, board of directors, whatever, and then you can call yourself a CEO, just relax, retire by 50, buy yourself a nice house, kids.
Well, it doesn't happen that often, that too also.
Nope.
No.
So
well, this is the case with the immigrants. I'm not from here too.
Yeah.
My mom is the same. They get a job, like, okay, podcasting is cute, let's say.
yeah, exactly.
But you making money, so at least you have that on your side. For those that don't make money or they're putting in the work but they don't, what can you say to them? Should they really take a look why you're not making money, or should go back to school? What?
To be honest, I have this big mentality that I'm very against. Like, I don't like authority figures.
Yeah.
I don't like people who think you should do this because I'm better. So where they say that school should be obligatory for everyone, especially if you want to find a job, I don't think that that's right.
Yeah.
And you know, if you're somewhere and you don't know what to do, by all means, go to school.
Okay.
I encourage people to go to school. And one thing I loved about school was the discipline that you learn, like giving stuff on time and just learning stuff. I love learning. I just hated exams with a passion.
Yeah, you didn't want to...
I hated exams so badly. I was so good at some subjects, and when I went to the exams, I just bombed the test because it wasn't in the study material.
Okay.
But one important thing I've heard in a podcast, in a show or a podcast, is someone was asking a bunch of Urban X people why they don't wear safety harness when they climb up buildings. And the Urban X guy says it's because if you wear a safety harness, you know you're going to fail.
Yeah.
And you're expecting something to catch you.
Yeah.
But if you don't wear one, you know you have to succeed because you die if you fall off the building.
Yeah, you have your back on the wall.
Yeah. So there's two schools of thought. I personally work better when I'm pushed in the corner and I have to fight back. And I feel like having a backup plan just makes me feel lazy.
Yeah.
Me not having a backup plan now makes it so that I want to push harder. I want to be stronger. I want to succeed in what I do.
Yes.
Because I have no other things to look after if I fail.
Okay.
So
you don't have any plan B?
I don't have plan B.
Okay.
I always tell people have a contingency plan, but I don't have a contingency plan for my life.
Okay. So you're going all in what you do?
I'm going all in everything. I'm putting all my time, all my effort. I want this to succeed.
But I can see it, Dany, the way you rest, because this takes discipline, especially wearing this every day. The way you post your pictures on Instagram, they are well rested. So we talk about pressure. Do you think there's a lot of pressure that you put in yourself, like to try to to succeed? Especially you're gonna turn 24 soon.
I'm turning 24 next month, actually.
Yeah, next month. So do you think you put yourself a lot of pressure?
I do put a lot of pressure on me, but I think the pressure is overweight by the benefits I get from it. Where, I put so much pressure on me and I want to be better, but then I have a lot of people coming up to me and saying, dude, like, you're amazing. Like, I wish I was in your position. I wish I could be doing this and that.
Yeah.
And like, I look up to you so much and you're like an amazing person. I was like, wow, okay. So all that time, me being hard on myself actually paid off.
Yeah, it does.
And having that taste of success makes you want to taste it even more. It's like taking a bite from a good dish of food. You just want more of it.
Hey, I remember you told me you like chicken nuggets.
Oh yeah, that was actually a running joke on my Instagram. Like, I posted once about it and someone found it so funny. I just kept posting about it. I actually don't like chicken nuggets that much. I just made fun of it because a lot of my followers back in the days knew me for the chicken nugget captions.
Yeah, chicken nugget caption, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a running joke. And eventually, as it died down, I ate more at Ganadara than McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I started making more jokes about seafood ramen. And I ate there so often that people called me seafood ramyong.
Now you're into bubble tea, huh?
Not that much, to be honest.
Not much?
No, I just post bubble tea because it's convenient to me.
It looks good also.
Hey, sometimes it looks good, yeah.
Hey, cool. Listen, before we finish the podcast, I just want to let people know where they can contact you.
So you guys can contact me by email, Dany@regimentofkings.com.
Yes.
You guys can also send me a direct message on Facebook, Instagram. I like to answer any questions.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I don't only give out my phone numbers to business people and my dates. Sorry.
DM him on Instagram also.
You can DM me. I'm glad to take any questions. I love answering questions.
Good. So we are going to put all the links on the description, and what Facebook is just stop the live. I don't know what happened with my phone. Anyways, we have all the complete video on the phone here. I just want to finish with the state of social media. You came to the panel, Influencers Unite Fashion Influencers, and I really like what you said about all this. We won't go into details, but right now in 2019, 2020, there's two platforms that have a lot of organic reach, which is LinkedIn and TikTok. What do you think about it?
I do feel like they're excellent platform to be part of. LinkedIn, just because you can get a lot of the professional contacts that you can't access from Instagram, Facebook per se. You can meet so many very talented people on LinkedIn. Like, you look at their profile, like, Jesus, okay, this guy went like 3 master's degree. Okay, cool. But TikTok, I feel like it's just the layout of TikTok is so nice. It's not that it's nice, but it's just so convenient.
Yeah.
And it's also the fact that TikTok has a 100% engagement rate where you don't choose your photos. You don't choose what you look. Right. You just stumble across them. So everyone who stumbles across your video, it's a view.
Okay, even if you don't look it completely,
it's a view, exactly. Okay. So you always have people viewing your content. You're not on Instagram where you look through a feed and then, oh, this picture is nice, click on it. This is like, you scroll back, look at the video, rewind it a second time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to like this. I'm going to follow this.
There's more action.
There's more, just the engagement is also so much better. And the content, it's types of content that can go viral. What we call that, virality?
Virality.
Of the content on TikTok is nuts.
It's nuts.
You can post the dumbest thing on TikTok, like you slipping on the toast. And if that thing picks up and hashtag slip a toast, like you blow up, you're like the original. And on top of that, the best thing about these things is all the hashtag. If you click on them, you scroll all the way back up, you can find the original poster of that video, and the original poster of that video always gets more views.
You can, oh yeah, I saw it. You can put the hashtags, or even the music.
The music, exactly. The original person.
Yeah, the original first one, and that is the first one that appears on the
Yeah,
top.
I think it's actually the music, not the hashtag.
The music,
but
yeah, the music.
That's why like these, it's so easy to get viral on there. I remember I posted a video of me opening a bottle of soju. It got, what, 200,000 views?
You say you're in TikTok.
I used to be on TikTok. I don't have time anymore.
But how many posts do you have, you know?
Oh, Jesus.
Like 3, 4, 5?
12 to 15? I don't know. I've lost track.
Like, did you create directly on TikTok, or you save your stories and
I
post
used to edit on Premiere and then send them to TikTok.
Okay.
And then I realized that is such a pain.
Yeah.
So I just did the video directly on TikTok and it got a lot more views.
Yeah, you don't have a lot when you do directly.
But that video went crazy viral. I think in 2 weeks I gained like 2,000 followers.
Oh yeah, on TikTok?
Yeah, I did a month of TikTok, and by the end of a month or two, I was at 2,400 followers.
What your account, the upper, same as Instagram?
Yeah, no, but don't look at it. It's really bad.
I'm gonna follow him.
But I have a friend of mine. He started TikTok maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and now he's probably at 400K.
Well, yeah.
He's getting viral. It's nuts.
What does he post?
More emotional stuff, pertaining family, single mothers, stuff that hits people in the feels.
So, like, serious stuff can be also good on TikTok, but you have to adapt.
Exactly, you have to adapt to the audience.
Okay.
A lot of people use TikTok because it's convenient, but also like the demographic of TikTok is so wild.
Yeah.
Where there's like very young kids and very old people.
Yeah.
There's no like in the middle.
There is not yet.
You walk up to a 23-year-old nowadays, like, hey bro, you have TikTok, and they're gonna laugh at you. But then you go see like a 16-year-old, it's like, hey, you have a TikTok? Yeah, go follow me, and you look and it's 1.2 million. Like, okay.
Yeah, but what's happening is that we are seeing a lot of 20 and up starting to having TikToks.
Yes, exactly.
Because of friends.
And because just you can get so viral. People are making a case for it. It's like, dude, make a TikTok, it's gonna go viral. And people want that virality. Jesus, such a hard word to say.
Yeah, but the thing with TikTok is owned by a Chinese company.
Yes, they they bought Musical.ly. But it used to be Musical.ly, and then they bought it, made it TikTok. But the funny thing is that it reminds me a lot about Vines, and Vines, you could go like very viral on it.
Yeah, I remember Vines, but they disappeared.
Yeah, exactly.
Think that TikTok will stay, or will it?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna stay at this rate.
At this rate,
they're gonna, I think, jump on the bandwagon and try to like make yourself popular before they start monetizing the crap out of it.
Yeah, I see ads now when you go on TikTok. See some ads from them and from companies too. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta jump on these growing platform. Don't focus all your attention on it. For sure. Because yes, it's good to have the numbers, but can we monetize that? Probably not. It's hard to monetize on TikTok. The only things you can do is maybe have a few sponsors, wear some clothing so they pay you externally, or do the lives where people can donate for you.
Oh yeah, they do that?
Yep. Some people just stay on lives just to beg for money the entire day, but they make a lot of monay doing that.
They ask the followers to give money?
Yeah, they're like, hey, click that heart, and then people is like, yeah, donate money, and I'll do some dance for you.
Stuff.
And it's not even money. I think it's candies or something like that. So you buy a bunch of packs, so kids don't realize it's actually money. And then you just like donate a candy, and then you're like, oh shit, okay.
Okay, I have to look at that candy. So it's like,
I don't know, it's like a gift, or I haven't looked into details, but you donate an object, you don't donate a monetary value. And from what my friend said, is that gift is translated to how big of an impact you put the TikTok. So if you're maybe 1,000 followers or something like that, not a lot of video, that gift can be worth $5. But if you're 1 million followers, blah, 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 that gift could be worth $100.
Where do people buy those gifts? On TikTok?
I think they can buy it directly on TikTok.
Online gift that they send it to.
It's like Twitch. It's not like Twitch where Twitch you'd actually donate money, but imagine if you buy for $50 you can get 50 gifts. Like, okay, the kid's like buys 50 gifts and then the guy's like, give me like gifts, and then the kid just sends 50 gifts without realizing he just gave away $50 because $50 easy to see you give away, but 50 gifts.
So they pay for those gifts.
Yeah, exactly.
People pay. Oh my god! All right, so
that's another way of monetizing it.
TikTok is collecting credit card data too. They have the numbers, but you have to put your credit card to buy the gift.
Probably.
Well, just finish, man. Instagram. What's happening with Instagram? The organic reach is going down.
Organic reach is going down because they want to prioritize probably the money part. I feel it's kind of sad, but that's the world. Instead of saying what's wrong with Instagram, I think the better question to ask is what's wrong with us.
Yes.
Why am I not booming? Why am I not growing? What am I doing wrong? Instead of, hey, Instagram, it's like, don't hate the game. Just play along with it.
Play along with it. Yeah.
Every time something comes out, someone's gonna boom from it, and then people are gonna follow suit. But those people that grew first, it's because they found the loophole. They found how to play with the game.
Yeah.
They didn't complain. They just learned to play with it and then get better. Everything changes in life.
Yeah, everything changes.
But you just have to adapt yourself to it.
Hey.
And I think that's the best way to look at it. Is yes, Instagram's algorithm is not going to make you as visible as the 2016 one or the 2015 one. But you got to work harder to get where you are, because I know a lot of my friends who are like very big fashion influencers, they work their asses off to make themselves seen.
In the content,
the content, in everything. And just because you post one picture a day and it's like a random picture you took with your phone, you're not going to be different than all the other million people that going to be posting the same thing from their phone at the same time.
Okay.
You have to make yourself different. You have to be consistent. You have to help out. Grow a local community so then they can share your post. They can share everything. They can help you out instead of relying on a computer to make yourself visible.
You build your community, and then you can also, if you want on TikTok, you can also ask him to follow you on TikTok.
That's kind of harder to link to, most people that are on TikTok stay on TikTok. They don't like to go out of TikTok unless they want to like message someone. But it's like my friend has 600K on TikTok, 400K.
So he stays.
But on Instagram, he's still like few 500 followers.
Oh, wow.
So it just shows you the disparity.
All right. Hey, Dany, thank you so much for being here part of this third episode of Influence Me. And I really appreciate it. I think we have a lot to talk, and we talk about all this stuff, and really appreciate your time. Appreciate the people that watching the podcast and listen to the podcast. And when for the Facebook Live, no worries, we will put the video on the Facebook page. Thank you, Dany.
Thank you so much for having me, and
see ya. Subscribe to the channel.
You guys have to take care.